All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive with me and, my favorite bug expert.
Hello.
So today we're going to be telling you a story. It's called The Curious Case of the Disappearing Butterflies.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, so imagine there's this town, right, and it's called Bugsville, and they're having this huge festival. It's a spring bloom festival.
A festival for bugs.
Yeah, and so, like, all the bugs are super excited, right, because there's going to be lots of games and yummy food.
Oh, yeah. What kind of food?
Well, all the good stuff the bugs like juicy berries, sweet nectar, and even some delicious pollen cakes.
Pollen cakes?
Yeah, but there's a big problem. The butterflies who are supposed to be the stars of the festival have suddenly vanished.
Oh, no, the butterflies are gone.
Yeah, and Mayor Mantis, he's like freaking out, right? Because what's a spring bloom festival without butterflies?
It wouldn't be very springy, would it?
Not at all. So that's where our favorite bug detective comes in.
Who's that?
It's Betty Bug. She's the best in Bugsville.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, she's like super smart and she always solves the case. And get this, she arrives at the festival on a peanut shell skateboard.
Wow, a peanut shell skateboard.
I know, right? It's so cool. So Betty starts looking for clues right away.
What kind of clues did she find?
Well, first she finds these like half-eaten mango slices.
Mango slices.
Yeah, mango slices. And then she spots this trail of sparkly glitter.
Ooh, sparkly.
And then she hears this like really loud burp coming from behind a bush.
A burp. That's a strange clue.
It is, right? So Betty starts asking around, interviewing the bugs at the festival.
Good idea.
Yeah, and the first bug she talks to is Lady Lulu, the ladybug.
Lady Lulu.
Yeah, and Lady Lulu, she's all fancy, and she's like, oh, darling, I saw those butterflies flutter away. Something must have spooked them.
Spooks them.
Yeah, and so Betty's like, well, were you the one who spooked them? And Lady Lulu's like, goodness, no, I'm far too fancy to be spooky.
Fancy ladybugs can't be spooky.
Apparently not. So then Betty moves on to her next suspect.
Who was it?
It was Buzz the Bumblebee, and he was all tangled up in these colorful streamer ribbons.
Oh, no, poor Buzz.
I know, right?
Oh.
So Betty helps him get untangled, and Buzz tells her that he was trying to start a band with the butterflies.
A band.
Yeah, he wanted to call them the Flutter Tones.
Catchy name.
Right. And so they were practicing for the festival, but then Buzz hit this like super high note, and all the butterflies flew away.
So his singing scared them off.
Pretty much. Betty even told him, you're a buzzkill, Buzz, literally.
Poor Buzz.
I know, but sometimes things just don't go as planned.
That's true.
So anyway, Betty remembers that sparkly glitter trail.
Oh, yeah, the glitter.
Yeah, so she decides to follow it, and it leads her all the way across this sunny meadow to the far side.
What was over there?
But you won't believe it, but she finds all the missing butterflies.
Really?
Yeah, they were having a giant dance party under this big mushroom that was all sparkly like a disco ball.
The butterflies were having their own party.
Yeah, they told Betty that the festival was too quiet for them. They needed some music to flap their wings to.
So that's why they left.
Exactly, they just wanted a boogie.
I get it.
So Betty comes up with a plan.
What does she do?
Well, she decided to organize a butterfly boogie parade for later that afternoon.
A parade. That's a great idea.
Right, so Buzz the Bumblebee agreed to play the music, and all the butterflies got to dance and flutter in the parade. And guess what? Even Lady Lulu joined in.
She did.
Yeah, she even did some breakdancing.
Wow, a breakdancing ladybug.
I know, it was amazing. So the parade was a huge success, and everyone in Bugsville was happy again.
That's great.
Yeah, and at the end, Betty got to ride on a beautiful rose petal float with a big sign that said, "Case closed, let's dance."
So Betty saved the festival.
She sure did. And you know what? I think there's a good lesson in this story.
What's that?
Sometimes when things seem to be missing, they might not be lost at all. Maybe they've just found a new and more exciting way to do things.
Like those butterflies.
Yeah, exactly. Just like those butterflies.
I wonder what other adventures things could be having when we can't find them.
Yeah, it makes you think, right?
Thanks for taking us on this deep dive. It was fun.
Yeah. Anytime.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.